Jai Hind everyone, my name is Amit and again we are going to discuss the Hindu and analysis of the Hindu. Before entering into the discussion, I would like to bring some of the feedback that I have received. This is we are in our initial stage, a learning phase. Maybe for the 7 days, 10 days, I will be learning, I will be changing, and yes, your feedback is most welcome. One feedback is that sometimes I use the red color pen, so I have to change the ink. So I will try to change the ink. This suggestion is from the a student. She is very hard working. She work in office. She is working profession, as well as she study 6 to 7 hours on a daily basis. So yeah, she gave feedback that this platform has given hope to her that yes, something is going to be this platform is going to help her in a very positive manner for the effective preparation of his UPSC preparation. So this is a happy moment for us as well. Yeah. And the second feedback is that the length of video should be shortened. So actually, if I don't have to compromise the quality, at least this discussion will take 1 hour minimum. Maybe it could go between the 40 minutes to 1 hour. Sometimes many news are important that are relevant to the UPSC. We cannot skip those news. In that case, it will take 1 hour, maybe exceed 1 hour. Second thing is that many times when the news that is relevant to the UPSC is less, in that case, this could be the 40 minutes video. So I cannot compromise with the quality. So what we can do, we will prioritize. We will divide the video in the 3 part, 20 to 25, 30 minutes of the video maybe. And the first priority, that is also, you should know your priority should be like that. Whenever those who are reading newspaper, their priority should be like the first page, first priority. After that, they should go to the editorial page. And after that, they should search for the schemes, other pages like the national page or the text and context. And many times relevant news for the UPSC also comes on the state pages. After the first page, there are the state pages. As you turning the pages, you will find. So these news from the text and context and other pages will be on the second part. So the first part of the video will cover the front page and editorial page. After that, the text, context and other important relevant news. And if the day when there will be the lot of relevant and important news with respect to the UPSC syllabus, then we will also make a third part. Okay. So this will be the priority area. I will try to cover everything, and those who are serious, those who are able to manage the time, they should refer both part of the video. And please keep giving your suggestion, your feedback. Many of you have also asked me to do the bilingual. So yes, there will be the use of the both Hindi and English in the video, but this will be the further I will incorporate in my lectures and my discussions. I hope now it is clear. So I will start. Beside that, in my newspaper, I will also incorporate the news articles with the relevance of the particular syllabus of UPSC, like the GS paper 1 geography section. This particularly we can use. This news I can use, you can also use in GS paper 2 polity and governance section. Okay. So this type of thing, many a times when there is I will try to confine myself to the whatever the points given in the Hindu paper, because they are more than sufficient. But whenever I need that, yes, there is compulsion to bring some other point for the simplification or some information to the student. Only in that case, I will bring some extra points. The main purpose of this platform is to, whatever there is given, it should be particularly, I would try to structure and I will try to link it with the UPSC syllabus and guide you what are the relevant area you should refer first. Okay. So just it will save the time as well as it will help you to cover this newspaper in a very comprehensive manner, and we will also try to learn that this UPSC syllabus and the Hindu newspaper. Actually, the Hindu covered that much area that covers most of the syllabus of the UPSC, particularly the prelims. In the previous discussion, we discussed the 7 major area that we need to focus. I hope most of you remember that those 7 area we have to keep in mind. So before entering into the session, I will try to bring those 7 areas. What were those 7 area? History, okay, economy, environment. Okay, so red color was not, I was requested by the student that I shouldn't use the red color, so I will use some other color. Let's try, will it be effective? So environment and geography, 4, and 5th polity, and 2 additional topic that is totally based on the dynamic part. They are the internal relation and science and tech. I hope you know the full form, science and tech and internal relation. I will try to sort in my words so that we can efficiently use the time. So these 7 area we have to explore through the study of the Hindu. This will be our main objective. So we will explore whole the Hindu newspaper under these 7 subjects, 7 topics, that is focus area for the UPSC. These 7 topics will be focus area for us as well. The first news, this is the news that has particularly it is related to the accidental collision of the Airbus and in the Japan. So the relevant area from this area is the geography. You should know these regions mentioned under this particularly with respect to the you should know this region with respect to the world map, world geography. Okay, so I will try to locate this area like the new Chitose airport. Everyone know the Osaka and central Gunma region. So let me show you map. Japan is this area. This area is Japan. Okay. This particular airport that is mentioned is located here. So you don't know, but the main thing that you should know is that this Japan is located in the Pacific Ocean, and the 2 important ocean current, you will also study what are the ocean currents in the geography. But here, if this has come into the news, you should know that Oyashima, this is the cold current flow from this Russian area towards Japan, and this Kuroshima, this is the warm current, warm ocean current that flow from the Indonesian and South Chinese Sea region to the Japan. So just you have to remember the 2 things there. This is very important. And other region that you need to remember is this region mentioned in the new Chitso airport. Okay, so you should know this region, new Chitso airport. The UPSC can give these regions, this location in the statement that New Chitso Airport, Ishikawa Prefecture, and Osaka, Gunma. These areas were in the news. They were associated with which country? There could be the option Japan, South Korea, North Korea. So you should know these all locations are associated with the Japan. This is all about this news. The second important area for the discussion that is relevant for the UPSC, and this is very important. We have seen that hit and run law that has been in the public domain and it was included under the new replaced law that was previously it was the IPC, Indian Penal Code, that is replaced by the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. And as per this inclusion, particularly with the hit and run law, there has been the severe punishment that goes from the 1 years to 10 years and 1 year to 5 years. In one case, if the driver is called to the police and accept that yes, he has there is the accident due to his fault, so there is the accident and the driver accept that, in that case the punishment is from 1 to 5 year. But if the driver run away, then it will be between 1 to 10 years. So this has been, but this is very serious. Many drivers, most of the drivers think that this could be misused by the police. Whenever there is the harsh punishment, police misuse this, and but the government support for this law is that Supreme Court also in many of its observance has said that there should be the severe case, because this hit and run cases cause the death to the people, and it is also lost to the a particular person who win the loss of the life. This is the main thing. This Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, it was previously, so this topic, as we have already said that whenever you are going to explore this the Hindu, you should explore with the seven perspective. There is the perspective. You can also bring the history in this particular area. So history of this Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, previously it was Indian Penal Code. It goes to the Macaulay Commission, and under the Macaulay Commission, this Indian Penal Code was brought, and I think it was brought and enforced in 1870. So I think Government of India Act 1833, the commission was formed, and yes, this law was brought near about 1840, and it was enforced in 1860. So this was the process. This was the first time that the codification of the law was done in India. Before that, it was the religious law that was dealing with the criminal cases. There was the code of procedure, criminal procedure, or the criminal procedure code. This is replaced with the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita. So it is mainly used for the administration of substantive criminal law. When how the trial will take place, that will be dealt under this. But what will be the punishment, like the 1 to 10 years, 1 to 5 years, that will be dealt under the IPC. Previously IPC, now it is the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. So you should know the difference between which area deals with what. IPC deals with the what will be the punishment, but the how this all the procedure of the cases and trial will be take place, that will be dealt under the code of criminal procedure code. Both name was used, but now it is the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita. Okay, so administrative part will be dealt under this law. The punishment, the amount of punishment will be done under that. The sections that will be imposed by the police will be used from this. But the trial procedure will be done under this. How the evidence will be accepted in the court, that will be dealt by the Indian Evidence Act, and now it is the Bharatiya Saksh Adhiniyam. Okay, so UPSC can give the question to match that IPC has been replaced with the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita has been replaced with by the particularly the code of criminal procedure. Our criminal procedure code has been replaced by the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita, and Indian Evidence Act has been replaced by the Bharatiya Saksh Adhiniyam. So it will be easy. Bharatiya Saksh everyone know is the evidence, but there could be the confusion between the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita and Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. One more announcement is that we are trying to include some of the objective and subjective questions under these sessions of the Hindu analysis. in the maybe after 1 or 2 days, we are planning to bring some of the question, probable question, for the practice after each of this analysis from this newspaper itself will be provided under the particularly under the description section, and the answer for that those questions will be provided in the next session, so that you can attempt the question and next day you can match the answer. It will be more productive when you read something how much you have written, you should know, so this question will help you to knowing this. The most important section with this hit and run law in this Bharatiya Nya Samhita is section 106. So there has been a two part section 106 1 and 1062. In one, there will be the 1 to 5 years punishment is applicable, where the driver will call and tell. So you can use all this thing. I hope this is clear. One more important news article that you should cover with this is particularly again with those three laws, Bharatiya Nagrik Samhita. No, this is not with that law. Yeah, it is with those three IPC, Criminal Procedure Codes and Indian Evidence Law. This has been when it is going to implement. So this could be, you can use this news, this could be the part of governance GS paper 2, and how you can use these points. These two, particularly this point you can use in the cons. One thing is more, whenever there is the mains answer, you all must be knowing that the UPSC mains GS paper 1 to 4, in all the papers they ask 20 questions, and particularly from the GS paper 1 to 3, each paper, now as per the recent trend, there are the 20 questions, and 10 questions are of 10 marks, and you have to use 150 words. Okay, and 10 questions are of 15 marks, and you have to use 250 words for the 250 words to write each of the answer. So in that cases, for the 150 words, generally you can use 4 points, 2 points for the pros, 2 points for the cons. Your answer structure should be like the introduction, body part and conclusion. In introduction, you can give the contextual background, or the sum of the crucial information, or the sum of the historical fact, evolution, anything you can bring in the introduction. After that, you have to bring the main provision into the body part, as well as you should bring that what are the cons, what are the pros, means positive thing, and then you should bring 2 points for the cons, and in the last you have to conclude. If it is 250 words, it should be the 6 point in the body part. You can add 1 or 2 way forward as well. So if the question comes particularly from these sections, you can use this as the body parts, that what are the implementation issue. Except some areas there have been the connectivity problem, 90% of area will have the reach of the new law. So government should have the prior preparation for this implementation. Now it is showing that yes, now they are going to do, but yes, this is you can use this under the cons. But the pros is that the thrust is one on scientific investigation and to promote for the forensic based investigation. So the discretion and the misuse of the power can be reduced if you are going for the replacement of these three laws with the new law. And you should also know these are the leading authority, those who are going to implement, coordinate and integrate. These are the Criminal Record Bureau and the Bureau of the Police Research and Development. So these are the information you should know. These are the other organization that will help in implementation of this law. You should know the basic information of these bodies as well. You should search on the Google. Next news that is important is this, particularly a counter operation in the Jammu and Kashmir remain in the news. Recently, we saw that there was the terrorist attack in the Pooch Rajouri area. That was not that much inclined to the terrorist or the militant, but in that area, this attack was done. After that, the army arrested few of the civilians, and after that, 1 or 2 days after that, we found the dead body of those arrested civilians with a lot of injuries. So there is allegation. I don't know what is the reality. So yes, there had been allegation. So this could be part of the internal security GS paper 3. And whenever there is the particularly this suggestion that the procedure in counter terror operation, the army should stick to the procedure that whenever there is the fight between the militant and the army should be more sensitive, because we have to win the heart of the people while fighting the terrorists. It shouldn't be like that we are start treating the normal civilians. Civilians can support anyone if they are finding anyone justiciable. So we should win the heart so that the civilian supporters. But when such events occurs, generally the civilians start protesting, and in such cases army operation become very difficult and solution doesn't occur. One successful example of this counter insurgency or the counter terror that we have seen successful in the Assam. We by the winning the heart of the people, we force Ulfa to sign peace accord. And now the one faction of the Ulfa, that is the Paresh Barua group, that has been isolated by the civilians, and civilian didn't accept it, their torture. Particularly it was from their side, militant, they tortured, they asked the extortion money from the civilian. So civilian become against the faction itself. So there it become very difficult for the Ulfa to continue with the insurgency, their insurgency movement, and they have yesterday it was in the news. This particular news, you can use this in the GS paper 2 India-Myanmar relation, because now we are going to eliminate the free movement regime. Free movement regime means we give the concession to the civilian to move across the border. So we have such provision at the India-Myanmar border. It help the as we know that whenever we talk about the India-Nepal relationship, most of we know that India and Nepal has the roti beti ka rishta. Like this is roti beti means there is the cross-border relationship between the civilians, the people, the tribe. Same is the with the Myanmar. Very less of us know about the Myanmar because it is in the northeast, and northeast awareness is less in the uh, central India. But you should know this. This is important, and yes, you can bring these points at under the setback under the India-Myanmar relation. But it is positive step with respect to the internal security, but it is the setback with respect to India-Myanmar relation, because whenever as border get open, more the more people communicate, there is the more and more chance to the trade, and more chances and scope for the people to people cooperation. So this thing we should consider. We can use this thing in the international relations, particularly India-Myanmar relation. One further point. Suggestions you can write that the government should use some techniques, some mechanisms, so that this open border regime can improve. We see this is successful. We can learn from the Canada, US. This is the open border system. We have also implemented successfully in the India-Nepal border area, but in this area we are facing security issue. And that's why we are going to ban, particularly eliminate this. Okay. There is apprehension that the this border state like the Mizoram, Manipur, and Nagaland, they can oppose, because there is the those tribal, they are belonging from the cross-border area. So this will impact their day-to-day life. So this is all about the front page. Now we will move to some other important news. This news is particularly useful with respect to the ethics paper and essay paper. This personality Vijay Kant belonged to the Tamil cinema. He died few days ago, and yes, here if essay comes on the cinema impact, the character that fought against the injustice, corruption, violence, extremism, terrorism, stood up for the underdog. So cinema impact the life by the positively showcasing such thing and impacting the mind of people. So whenever the essay comes on the cinema, impact of the cinema on the common person or the impact of common person on the cinema, you can use this line like the character that fought against injustice, corruption, violence, extremism, terrorism, and stood up for the underground. That's what is played by this personality as well. So this cinema, overall cinema, and also it's promote for the respect for the rural life and the culture and safeguard the tradition and such thing that is found in the rural area. So these are the thing you can use. Supreme Court has given a verdict under that. It has asked that to break up of the Bihar caste survey data should be normally be made available to the public domain, so that it could justify the reservation that has been provided in the other schemes. So particularly whenever this comes, reservation comes particularly not exactly under the Article 15 and section, but the reservation has some origin in these two articles, and the state government can implement those provisions provided under this article, but state government doesn't have power to change this article. So you should know that many times comes that yes, why the state government has right to provide the reservation. Yes, they can provide because under the definition of state under the articles 13, article 13 or no, article 12 of the Indian Constitution, that is associated with the fundamental right, the states under the state definition, state the central as well as state government comes. But the power to make the laws and amend the constitution is only with the union government, central government and parliament, not union government, particularly with the parliament. This is the right statement. Next, this news, particularly this editorial, is associated with the GS paper 2 governance government scheme. So particularly this is recently the central government brought this Aadhaar seeding and make it mandatory for the payment. So there is the issue that yes, there is the positive thing like the it will make the payment quick, reduce the rejection and plug the leakage. Leakage will be reduced. These are the positive thing, but the thing is that there is the chances that the many of the needed particularly the people who are very vulnerable, there is the chances that they will be excluded, and this will impact their life in a very much very harsh manner. And particularly there are also chances that there could be the technological failure, and that's why they are not getting the money. For example, in the rural area, the people earn on a daily basis. They live their life. They make their day-to-day chores on a daily basis. If they don't earn, if they have to go, for example, these Aadhaar cards and the seating are not simple. Even I have the practical and my own experience that these Aadhaar centers which change the Aadhaar data, they are many times they are very far. In my case, it was from the 14 kilometers from the where I lived. So in such case, you have to take the leave from your work, and you have to go for the changing many a times. The personality doesn't, you doesn't able to meet the personality. You have to go again and again. In such a case, your livelihood impacted. So people ignore such things. So one thing that should be the consider that there should be the alternative. If the genuine case comes and where the payment issue or the job cards getting impacted as there has been a deletion of the job card due to these linking issues. Work out a way to correct faulty seeding and the mapping problem before the imposing ABPS, this Aadhaar-based payment system. So you can use this under your way forward whenever a question comes on the implementation issue of this particular scheme. And also you can bring that an exemption from the ABPS on a case-to-case basis for the Gram Panchayats if there are the technical issue. So this technical issue should be further, it should be the comprehensive. So you can use this under the further point for way forward. Social audit, you can bring this under the conclusion that there should be the social audit to a certain extent of the problem before insisting on the ABPS. Do you know what is a social audit? Social audit is a it is very effective thing if implemented. It is like that whenever the scheme is going to be distributed, and after it has been done, the some of the local people or the NGO, they go and they ask from the match the people if as per the government data. For example, look, I am living in some of the area. His name, the name of the area is something like the A. I belong from the A, and in that particular area, some scheme is implemented like the housing, and I got the as per the official data, it is 2 lakh 50,000 has been given to me. If NGO comes and asks, it's ensure that whether the 2 lakh 50,000 had been given to the me or not. This is the social auditing. Social audits is like that. So there is the demand to make this act compulsory, like the Manrega Act was made, like the Information Act, Social Audit and Grievance Redressal Act is in the demand, so that the transparency could be brought. Next, next article, this editorial article is with respect to the GST collection. So yesterday news, in the yesterday news, we already read that there has been the year to year, year on year wise increase of the 12% rise in the GST collection. So you can, in the expansion of the tax base, you can use in your GS paper 3.